Hi, welcome to This American Girl Reads. My name is Kirsten, and it's AG Fashion Week! Yes, that is the voice I use with my university students. They laugh, but it works. It's AG Fashion Week, and I'm so excited to partake in the festivities this year, but I'm going to start with the biggest caveat of all, which is that I myself am not a fashionista. I know nothing about fashion. I have never been very good at dressing myself in a nice way. I live in t-shirts and leggings every day. When I'm at work, it's leggings and t-shirts on some days, and it's leggings and a solid collar top on other days. I am a functional dresser, not a fashionable dresser. And so AG Fashion Week, when I was thinking about what I wanted to contribute, I was a little stymied because I wasn't sure what I could put into this week that would be nice for the community, that wouldn't also highlight how bad I am at clothes and fashion. But when I was thinking about the concept of community, that's when it occurred to me what I wanted to do. And so for AG Fashion Week, I wanted to do a creator spotlight on one of my absolute favorite Etsy sellers, that for people who are only buying contemporary clothes, only buying modern trendy clothes, they may not be as familiar with this creator. And so I thought I would take my time during AG Fashion Week to really highlight that creator and put a spotlight on the things that I personally have purchased. And that creator is AlouettesNest. AlouettesNest is an Etsy shop. They also have an Instagram page that you can follow. I believe they go by Lark, and I don't think it is incorrect to say that their name is Lark, just because she puts it out there. That is her name. Or at least it's the name she goes by. I don't know AlouettesNest. I don't know her personally, so I couldn't say for sure what her name is. I'm assuming she, her pronouns, based on some things that have been said. I could be wrong. AlouettesNest, if I am incorrect, contact me and I will make an edit and make a correction. But yeah, I wanted to highlight for AG Fashion Week AlouettesNest because she makes a lot of historical clothing. And as someone who, despite my many non-historical dolls, actually I think basically all you can see right now are, non-historical dolls, except for Nikki and Courtney there. Despite my plethora of non-historical dolls, I am primarily a historical collector, and because historical clothing prices can sometimes, most of the time, usually, are astronomically expensive on the secondhand market, I often turn to secondary sellers and Etsy to see what other people have made. So today we're going to talk about AlouettesNest and the many fantastic things that she has made and how they look on my dolls. All right, if my eyes look a little red, it's because I just had a coughing fit because it is an allergen time of year. It's good times, good times. Because I am primarily a historical collector and don't have a ton of contemporary stuff, I don't have a lot of contemporary stuff by AlouettesNest. But I wanted to start the video with the contemporary things that I do have because there's not that much, and I think it kind of shows some of the things that she has out there. So I'm going to start with Olamide, who's my 123, wearing this pineapple jumpsuit as made by AlouettesNest. So you can see here it has little puff sleeves with elastic around the upper arm, so you can easily get this over your doll's hands so that you can like puff it up more if you want. You can stretch it down so it's a little less puffy, completely up to you. It has, this nice neckline. So again, if you're not someone who likes seeing a cloth body, maybe this outfit wouldn't be for you. It's got a very big, bold pattern of pineapples all over it, which normally would not be my personal style. Again, solid top. You can't see my leggings, but they are black. They're not even interesting. They are just black leggings. But what I liked about this is Olamide does like bold patterns, and this is very much in her style. My mother actually purchased this for me. She was purchasing a couple of things from AlouettesNest, and she threw this in there for me initially for Maritza. But when I got Olamide, I knew that this would be perfect for her. So this is one example of what AlouettesNest has made. You can see like the nice hemming, like it's very nicely done on the inside. This is one of the more simple pieces, but I will say one thing I do want to spotlight is that the bodice is doubly lined. So this is a nice thick bodice with solid construction, stiff, like a nicer stiff construction, so that it really like fits the doll very nicely. And that's pretty typical of anything by Alouette's Nest. So yeah, this is Olamide in this pineapple jumpsuit. Next up, if you've watched some of my other videos, you've probably actually seen this before, especially in my All My Dolls video, but it is this lovely sundress. Just a beautiful, beautiful construction here. And this, you may not recognize her, but this is Simone, the pink holiday Stardust doll that I unboxed on my channel. As you can see, she did get her wig swap. It was a nightmare. She was my second wig swap ever. My first wig swap was Charlie right there. She was a Marie Grace whose hair had already been like mostly cut off and butchered. And Marie Grace was an old doll, so her wig I just ripped right off, no problem. Her wig was a freaking nightmare. There was so much glue. And I've mentioned a couple of times, I have rheumatoid arthritis. My hands are not very good. They're very, very weak. And so I was heating her head and tearing and using non-acetone and using my spoon. And it was just not, it was so bad. I cut all my fingers open. I actually pulled muscles in my arm and one of my hands in trying to do this. And finally, my partner, who is he does not like dolls without hair. If a doll's head is off, he is not in the house. He's very good about dolls, but he does have some very minor phobias that are easily worked around. But he actually ended up coming in and helping me finish getting her wig off. Like, he was not looking. I would be like, okay, put your hand here. Okay, now move your hand this way. Okay, now pull. And so he helped me in that way because he has much stronger, still healthy hands. And so he helped me get the last of her wig off. And wasn't it worth it? Look at how beautiful she looks. And this is a Zazu wig. I think she looks really lovely. But the point of this video is not the wig, although again, gorgeous, but it's this beautiful, beautiful dress that Alouette's Nest made. You can see that this is like a nice lace banding. This is very soft fabric. This was part of an upcycling project that I believe Lark was working on, because she put out a couple of pieces at once that were all made from upcycled fabric from like old dresses or shirts or something. I don't know exactly where she got the fabric. But this one is just so beautiful. The lay of this, the fall of this is so smooth. It's so soft. It's just so gorgeous. Nice thin straps for that sundress feel. In the back, just Velcro. Nothing major there, nothing special there. But the fabric that she chose, it has like these delicate, there you go. It has like these delicate crinkles in it. So that really adds to the gentle twirl of the dress. When this dress is out and you're taking photos of it when the wind is blowing, it's just gorgeous. So this is another Alouette's Nest on the beautiful Simone. That is my contemporary, my modern clothes out of the way. Yeah, I only own two. Lark does put out some really beautiful contemporary pieces, but I think that because they are modern pieces, they often sell quicker because a lot of people put their dolls in modern clothes rather than keeping them strictly historical, or they just don't really have historicals. So I often, other people can buy those, although she does have stuff in her shop right now that is modern, that is still available if you're interested. She does experiment with some different shapes and fabric textures. It's really cool to see. But like I said, I primarily go to Alouette's Nest for her historical stuff. And so the first thing I want to show you is this dress for Ivy. And it was indeed for Ivy, because this is actually Ivy's dress as shown on Julie and the Eagles, or Julie Saves the Eagles. I'm blanking on the exact title of it at the moment. But it's actually depicted in one of Julie's books with Ivy wearing it. So this is literally, you know, her eagle saving dress. If I remember and if I learn, because I have never actually done this before, I will put a picture somewhere in this vicinity of that illustration. I am doing this for a while as a visual reminder when I'm editing to find the photo and put it in there. So yeah, you can see this is the dress. It's a very, very simple dress. Like Ivy's dress in the illustration is very simple, and Lark did not make a point of like trying to, you know, spoof it up or, you know, make it bigger than it really was, because this is meant to be an illustration dress, which is one of the things that Alouette's Nest does a lot, is illustration dresses, which is one of the reasons why I love her. But yeah, so just a very, very simple sundress with some nice like lace applique here. I'm not using the right words. You'd think I would. My mom sews and has sewn my entire life and has sewn a significant portion of my clothes. And yet I'm going to say this is like a lace applique and hope to God that's right, because I have no idea. Yeah. Ivy in this nice, simple, but very lovely dress that is from an illustration in the books. Next up, we are moving backwards in time, and we have made it, right? Yeah, we are moving backwards in time, and we've made it to the 40s. And this is Molly in not her dress. This is actually Nanea's shark goddess dress. Oh, good, the neighbors are mowing. Thanks, guys. This is Molly in Nanea's shark goddess dress, and what that means is that this is the dress on the cover of the Nanea mystery that I mentioned in my Why I Love the American Girl Mysteries books. So this is another illustration dress, but this is actually from one of the mysteries. So canonical, semi-canonical, however you want to consider them. And I will say putting Molly in this was a little bit of a sacrifice for me. I have some mental barriers, some mental walls about putting historicals in outfits that aren't theirs. And by what I mean by that is like I mean, there's a lot of reasons why I wouldn't put Molly in Nanea's clothes. There's a lot of reasons why I wouldn't do that. But I would never, I really have problems with the idea of like putting Molly in something that is from Kit's collection or that was meant for Kit. I just have barriers in my head. And so I have from Alouette's Nest several outfits that were made for specific characters in mind, but I didn't want to like have to change outfits a bazillion times, so I just put them on other dolls, and that was a sacrifice that I hope you all appreciate, because my brain is screaming right now. It is screaming. But here's this lovely, lovely design, and again, using the magic of editing that I'm assuming that I will know how to do by the time I actually edit this, or at least will have figured out how to Google. I will insert maybe I should do it lower. I will insert the image of Nanea's Shark Goddess mystery here, so you can see the image and you can see the pattern, and now compare it to the pattern and the style of this outfit. Like, look at how exact that matches. Aren't you impressed by that? This is one of the things I love about Lark, especially. I love all of her stuff, always. But when Alouette's Nest makes an illustration outfit, she really works hard to make it very precise. So, you know, we have this nice striping, the slight ballooning of the skirt, the button downs, which they're just sewn on. There's no like, my fingers would never be able to cope with this, and she is aware of that, and they're nicely just sewn on. The collar, like this is just so accurate to that illustration. And again, just beautiful, beautiful quality in this outfit. I don't think this one has additional lining, but what it does have, and you will have heard Christy from AG Takes Over talk about this, what it does have in the back here is a little tag that says who this was made by. So if I ever, for some reason, were to forget Alouette's Nest and forget that this was an Alouette's Nest outfit, I would be able to find it again because it's nicely sewn into the outfit. Normally, again, I would show you this on Nanea because it is a Nanea dress, but for the sake of my sanity, I just put all the outfits on different dolls. And it's so pretty. It's so pretty. Such great craftsmanship. Now you may be like, but Kirsten, if you hate the idea of someone else wearing clothes that are meant for a specific doll, why didn't you just show us Nanea in her shark goddess dress? And that is because I just got this outfit from AlouettesNest for Nanea. No words. So cute. Look at this. This has a snap in the front that just, you can actually remove the skirt part if you want to see this little romper outfit underneath. A little shorty short romper outfit. However, so this is not an illustration outfit, at least as far as I'm aware. I suppose it's possible that there's one out there of her wearing this, but it was not described or presented as an illustration outfit. Instead, this is one of the other cool things that I think that AlouettesNest does, and other creators out there do too. Don't get me wrong. I want to be clear that while I think AlouettesNest is exceptional, and I think that you should definitely enjoy this spotlight on AlouettesNest during AG Fashion Week, it's not like AlouettesNest is the only creator out here doing this. AlouettesNest just happens to be my favorite of the ones who are doing this. But what AlouettesNest did for this, that other creators do too, is AlouettesNest will go and find magazine adverts from a time period or photos of children wearing clothes from a time period, and then will recreate that outfit for a character. So this is from, if I recall correctly, this one was from an advert. And so these shorts, while they're little shorty shorts, were historically appropriate for the time, especially with this nice little skirting over it. It reminds me a little bit of that American Girl Mary Ellen outfit that costs an arm and a leg and makes you want to die when you see the prices. But this one is for Nanea, using kind of a more tropical print. And I know some people have feelings about Nanea almost exclusively having beach wear in her collection. I don't know if this is like truly full-on beachwear, but this feels on vibes. This is based on vibes, not reality. Based on vibes, I feel like Nanea would wear this into town in her town in Hawaii, in Pearl Harbor, that area. So I don't think it's exclusively beachwear. And so that is this cute little romper outfit for Nanea. All right, we are moving into a couple of outfits that I have that AlouettesNest made specifically for Claudie. Yeah, I think that they were all technically specifically Claudie outfits, although because of the style of a lot of 1920s outfits, they could easily be used for Kit or for Rebecca. But they were intended for Claudie because another thing that I love about AlouettesNest is that she is doing the work that American Girl should in expanding Claudie's collection and giving that poor girl more things to wear. I mean, she has, 5 outfits? 5? I mean, it's like 5 or 6. We're not talking a lot. One of them is pajamas. One of them is a coat. Like, in terms of full outfits, Claudie has her meet outfit, her travel outfit. Oh, one is her jazz outfit. Like, that's not an everyday kind of outfit. PJ's coat. Really? Is it really just 5 outfits with only 2 being everyday? Please let me be forgetting something. Anyway, American Girl's shortcomings aside, AlouettesNest does a really fantastic job of kind of filling in gaps and, filling in gaps and giving Claudie outfits that she should have and would have. And so AlouettesNest creates them so that we can have them for our Claudies. And of course, having said that, the first outfit that I'm going to show you, I do not currently have on Claudie, but in my collection, it is strictly a Claudie outfit. Kit is the one wearing it. Kit would normally never, ever wear this. She will never get to wear it again. I hope she enjoys it while she can. And that is a Claudie Christmas outfit. This is made out of, I believe, satin. It feels like satin, some sort of satin. It has... This right here is velvet. And then these are some fake buttons. These are not like flaps that you can undo, but some little fake buttons. And again, I want to show you, you know, we've all had problems, right, with red outfits staining our dolls and making us cry and like trying to figure things out. Well, red outfit, white lined interior, so that your dolls don't stain. And so that, like, if your doll has any roughness on them, and this is, you know, a satin fabric, that way you don't get any pulls in the fabric. So just, again, remarkable quality, excellent craftsmanship. This is another pattern of like some nice pleating here, some very cute pleating here, to add some dimension to the skirt. This is another dress that Alouette's Nest modeled off of an advert or a photo. I think it was an advert. She mostly, I think, uses adverts. I've only been in the hobby for coming on 4 years. Oh yeah, I think by the time this airs, it'll be 4 years. About. So I've only been in the hobby in the space for 4 years. So she has a wide range, long history. So it's possible she has done things off of photographs, but I believe that this in particular was an advert. And so yeah, this goes on my Claudie during the winter holidays. And it is her Christmas dress, because Claudie should have a Christmas dress. Like, imagine that, you know, one of the girls should, you know, that she should have a holiday dress like all of the other girls, all of the older girls. Again, like, Courtney has a mix and match collection. Nikki and Isabel's collection is also very not complete. But most of the dolls, even in the Be Forever era, have a holiday outfit. Holiday outfit! Where is our Claudie holiday outfit? I'll tell you. Alouette's Nest. Alouette's Nest. You know what another outfit is that all of the historicals should have? That should just automatically be part of their collection without thought, without having to wait years on end? A school outfit. So this is an outfit that Alouette's Nest made for, this one may not have specifically been for Claudie because of the versatility of, because of the versatility of the design. This may not have been meant to be specifically a Claudie outfit, but this was modeled on Claudie in her Etsy shop. And so this is just a nice, simple jumper and blouse, and they are two separate pieces. I mean, I'm not going to fully undress poor Rebecca here, but these are two separate pieces. So this top, which is super cute and has these little black bows, you could use it for a modern character if you wanted to. So really love that. I always appreciate the ability to mix and match pieces. And you don't always see that with some of the historical girls because of the way that historical costume was. But this is two pieces. It is this lovely robin's egg blue color. And then it has this embroidery of a bird right here. Like I'm going to assume that this is machine embroidery. But even if you know, so what? It's still really nice. It's still very, very quality. Simple cotton, but like with a nice, you know, overlaying design, overlaying fabric here. This is, you know, you can't fully like undo this. Like, it's not like it's wrapped. You can't wrap it around, but there is like a gap here. This is not sewn shut and sewn in place. So it gives it it gives it the feel of something that is maybe wrapped around and tied in the back. It gives it that look, certainly, in photographs. So this is, for me, my Claudie's school outfit, since American Girl has not seen fit yet to give her what would be a very normal outfit to give a historical character, because how young girls went to school is kind of a major part of a lot of their stories. But I am not going to rant about that. Instead, we are going to be grateful that we have amazing creators like Alouette's Nest out there who make outfits to fill the gaps. I have no idea if the lighting just changed. I was doing some stuff with my ring light, so sorry if it looks different. A lighting expert, I am not. Next up in my Claudie collection, I'm going to show you Claudie in an outfit you have actually already seen her in if you've watched my All My Dolls video. I have not taken her out of it yet because I love it so much. It's so cute. I think this may have been advertised as like a Valentine's Day outfit, or maybe even potentially another. She was selling this, I feel like it was actually around the winter holidays. So it's possible that this was also meant to be a potential another holiday option for Claudie. It uses, I think it's the same. She may have had some remnants left over. So I think it is the same red satin as my Claudie Christmas dress was made with. But then it has this pink cotton with a nice Peter Pan collar and this adorable neck detail right here, this little ribbon detail. And then what was cool about this particular release, I only got this outfit from this release, and that was actually thankfully because my mother had a little bit of extra funds when I did not, and snapped this up for me, because I was otherwise like, well, would have loved to purchase this, but I am broke right now. And thankfully my mom saw it too and was like, and add to cart. But anyway, I think that when Alouette's Nest put out this outfit, she had like one or two others, and I think a lot of them had like these really adorable, like almost like a cloche. I don't know if it's technically a cloche, but it's very similar to like a cloche hat. It's very close fitting. It does fit actually very nicely over her curls. You do have to, of course, squish them a little bit technically, but not so much that you're worried or concerned. Not like with Claudie's actual cloche, which I know some people have worries about, because Claudie's meat cloche is a stiff felt, and this is just the same kind of cotton fabric that this bodice is made out of, with a little ribbon detail off to the side, so that she just looks so cute. And with her pin curls, like with her little pin curls sticking out, isn't she just adorable? Oh, thank you, Alouette's Nest, for making something this beautiful for Ms. Claudie. She looks so good in it. Again, I can't say enough about the quality from Alouette's Nest. I have never had a complaint about the stuff that she puts out there. I've never felt that she has phoned it in, or that it's super cheap or anything like that. Like, there's this cuffing detail here where it's like folded over, and it is sewn, right? Yeah, it is sewn into place here on the side, so you can't unroll the cuffs. But, you know, the fabric is loose around here, so, you know, you do have to lay it flat. And I like those details. I like that it is sewn, so that I don't have to deal with it getting caught on her hand or looking bad in a picture because I wasn't paying attention, because I don't always. I am sometimes just like snap and go, snap and go. So I like that it's sewn into place. I think that's actually really nice for someone like me. I can see why some people would actually really love to have a sleeve that they can personally roll and adjust however they see fit. But for me, who cares primarily about how does it look in a photo, this is great. It adds a touch of detail, something like just something quality to a fit photo, to a piece of clothing like this, that makes it seem extra special, and like the creator took time and really thought about what they wanted to create. This too, if I recall correctly, I may not, was based off of an advert of some sort. And you can go to Alouette's Nest Instagram. It's at Alouette's Nest, and you can see all of like the the posts about what they've made, what she's made, and when it's coming up and stuff like that. So you can go back, even though this is not in her shop anymore. It's sold out, at least as of right now. Even though it's not in her shop, you can go back and see like where the inspiration came from. She's always really good about that. All right, well, there was just a loud crash downstairs, and I'm going to hope that was either my partner getting home or my cats knocking something over, because fun personal story to interject into the middle of Fashion Week. Earlier this week, we had a very large storm, and a tree fell on our garage and our car, and nearly my partner, who was in the car when the tree fell on it. And so our garage is holding on by a thread right now. So I'm really hoping that large crashing sound was not just part of the garage falling down for good. The insurance people don't get out here till next week, so we're just all holding our breath through all the windstorms. So keeping on. It's just a cat, right? It's just a cat. So next up of the Alouette's Nest outfits that I own is another mystery book illustration, and that is Caroline's smuggler outfit. And it's from her like Smugglers, I think it's called Smuggler's Secrets, Caroline and the Smuggler's Secrets. And this is from the cover of that book. And again, very, very simple outfit in a lot of ways. Yes, the bow around her neck is indeed from the illustration. Again, in theory, illustration, right there, hopefully. And then here it is. So you can see like the ribbon is actually true to the illustration. And then again, very simple pattern here. Yeah, I don't think I can get that in a way that you're gonna understand it. It's not a pattern of anything in particular. It's almost like little baby clouds, Empire waist, empire waist, puff sleeves, a very, very classic look. And I did recently redo Caroline's curls a little bit. Again, my Caroline, I was very lucky. She was used, but she came new in box, so her hair is in such great condition. I just need to touch it up occasionally. People who think that Addie's hair is tough, I feel like I've never encountered Addie's hair, because I would take Addie's hair any day of the week over Caroline's hair. Is it beautiful? Heck yes. Does breathing on it wrong mess it up? Yes. Addie's hair is gorgeous and holds shape, and you can do so much with it. And Caroline, I am scared to breathe around her. But she looks great in this dress by Alouette's Nest. I can say that while I love, like, I probably would have bought this no matter what, because Caroline has so few outfits. Caroline feels like a Claudie era and 90s twins era because she has so little, as compared to some of the other dolls who have larger collections. You know, the dolls that only got 3 years, you know, Caroline, Cecile, Marie Grace, they have such small collections that they feel almost like modern American Girl historicals. And so it's just nice in general to get additional outfits. So I probably would have bought this anyway, even though in truth, this shade of yellow is alarming to me. It looks very good on Caroline. And so I'm grateful I have it. Oh, and the other thing is, like, look, I don't know if you can tell. So, you know, she wouldn't have had like a train, but she does there is like this additional, oh, girl, your hair. There is like this additional fabric back here that kind of like poofs out. So there's like, it's not a train. It's not going to drag on the ground, but it allows for like this pleating, this extra fabric to pleat here in the back, which was absolutely a style and beautifully recreated by Alouette's Nest with this outfit, even if it is an alarming yellow that I would normally not buy. But Caroline needs more outfits, and I love Alouette's Nest. Second to last outfit here. You again will have, if you have watched my All My Dolls video, you will have seen this already, but partially obscured, so I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad showing it again no matter what. It's just not something I'm going to feel bad about. Sorry. But I also don't feel bad about showing this again, because this is one of those outfits that I have no idea why AG did not make it. And that is Felicity's apple, it's called Felicity's apple picking dress, on Alouette's Nest, in her shop. And I don't know if that's an official term somewhere, but Felicity is depicted in this dress in so many different illustrations with American Girl. I think Lark chose apple picking dress for this name because there's a very famous illustration, famous in AG. There's a very famous illustration and poster of Felicity like sitting on the roof of a house with a bushel of apples, like reading while eating an apple while wearing this outfit. Like this is a very, like, not only is this common because of that very famous for AG poster, this is on the cover of Changes for Felicity. Like, again, with the red cloak over it, so you can't really, or is that her work dress? That might be her work dress. I take it back. I think her work dress that AG did make is on the cover of Changes with the red cloak over it. But because of the style of this dress, it could also very easily be this dress. And so, again, Lark made a version of this dress where, let me see if again, editing skills, we're gonna put, hopefully, that very famous illustration right here so that you can see it, and then you can compare to what Lark made. And, you know, it has like these extra, I don't know what this type of sleeve is called, but it has this extra here, but it's not like an under piece. And so like, this is not a gown that goes over it and then this white stuff is sticking out. It is sewn in. It is part of the dress, which for me, again, great, because it's less work for me. I will say, sorry, Felicity's undergarments are going to show here for a moment for those who have doll modesty stuff. I do actually have on underneath, I do have Felicity's stays and her, oh, my mother is going to see this and she's going to kill me for not remembering what this is called. It's just a mind blank, Mom. I'm just having a brain fart. I do know what it's called, I promise. So I do have most of Felicity's undergarments on under this. I don't have her pocket, I think? Yeah, I do have her pocket, but I don't have her panniers on. Because the panniers this dress is sewn and designed so that you could put the pockets on. Like, it is done well enough and with the correct design to it that you could put the panniers on underneath of it. I just didn't like the look. So I did take the panniers off, but she has her pocket, she has her stays. The dress does not have, if you're someone who's very like historically particular, it doesn't have the slits in the sides for her to access her pocket, so it doesn't have that. But that's fine by me. Like, that's not a complaint. Were Alouette's Nest to see this, it is not a complaint, okay? I just want to note it because I feel like that is pertinent to something that Felicity would wear. You know what else doesn't have slits in the side? A good half of Felicity's collection, because they stopped doing that. So, just saying. But yeah, so this is Felicity's apple picking dress. Very beautifully done. Looks great on her. I feel like I don't change Felicity as much as I probably should, in truth. So she probably is wearing this for a good portion of the year because I love it on her so much. It looks great with her hair. My lighting is weird today. Everything is very red. It's because it's gray out and I have my overhead lights on. But I hope you can still tell how lovely this dress is and what a great job that Alouette's Nest did with this. All right. Last, but absolutely not least, is going to be another Claudie outfit. And you might be like, Kirsten, why didn't you show the other Claudie outfit when you showed all the other Claudie outfits? Wouldn't it make sense, since you were moving backwards in time, to show it then? And you would be right. Except for two things. One, this outfit had to be shown on Claudie. I will never put another doll in this outfit, ever. It's just not happening. This is Claudie's outfit. No one else can touch it. It is hers. And two, it is both my favorite outfit that Alouette's Nest has ever made, and it's the first outfit that I ever bought from Alouette's Nest. And this was an outfit that she'd been posting on her Instagram for a few days about an upcoming release that she was doing. It ended up in my feed somehow, which is how I even learned about Alouette's Nest. I set an alarm on my phone so that I would be ready for the drop, and I purchased it immediately, like the second that it loaded onto the page, add to cart, buy now, because I wanted this so bad, and I'm so, so thankful I got it. And that is Claudie's Night Fairy Halloween costume. And the camera's never going to tell you exactly how amazing this outfit is, okay? Like, I can tell on the camera right now that you are seeing some of the sparkle. So, you know, you are getting a sense, but what you aren't seeing and what you aren't aware of, I think maybe Christy has shown this outfit before a few years ago, so you may actually know it. I don't know. I can't speak for you. Maybe you own it. There were a couple of this made. But if you aren't familiar with it, what you're not necessarily seeing is that this is a velvet that has glitter stars all over. That's what's making the sparkle. Normally, my partner and I are a strict no glitter household. You know how Edna Mode from The Incredibles is like, no capes. We, in our household, are no glitter. An exception had to be made because this outfit is so beautiful. So this is velvet with glitter sewn into it. I believe it was a fabric that was available at the time, probably from Joanne. RIP. And then it has these metal? I think that these are plastic. I think that these are plastic based. They're not cold. This one's cold to the touch. I can't tell if they're metal or if they're plastic, but there's these stars sewn in to create kind of like a little belt. Yeah, it doesn't go all the way around. It's just like this little belt. In the back here, there is a little cape that is a tulle with foiling to create the stars. It is attached with little snaps up here, so you can take this off. If you don't like the cape, you can take it off, or if you want this to be more than a Halloween costume, you can take it off. And then there's this headband, which is just a ribbon with 2 pins in it and a chain that drapes down. And here's the kind of person I want you to know that Alouette's Nest is. I posted a picture many, many moons ago on my Instagram of Claudie wearing this for Halloween when I got it. And I had the headband over Claudie's head, the way that I prefer to seat it. I just threw this on really quick so it's not seated fully the way that I prefer it. And Alouette's Nest DM'd me on Instagram and she's like, hey, you know, these pieces right here, they're just pins and they have, you know, they have a backing that could scratch your doll's head. So please, please, please be careful. I highly recommend that you actually put the headband on only over hair and never over her vinyl. Now I had been aware when I was putting it on that it had the potential to scratch the vinyl if I wasn't careful. So I was really, really careful. But that's just the kind of person that Lark is that if she sees your doll wearing an outfit that she made, she always puts it in her Instagram story, which is always such a lovely bit of community. Yes, she's, you know, partially advertising and marketing herself, sure, but it's also always lovely when other people share your photos on their story. But also she cares about your dolls and she cares about how her products and her work impact your dolls. And I just think that's so lovely. You know, again, our community watches out for each other. We take care of each other. We have our bad days. Like any community, we have our bad days. But she cares. She cares about you. She cares about the work that she's put out there. And I mean, just look at this work. Look at how beautiful this is. I mean, it's stunning. It's stunning. And it looks so good on Claudie. This was the very first thing I ever bought from Lark, from Alouette's Nest. And I have never been disappointed since then. Yes, this was the high bar. Like, it's still my favorite outfit, but it's not like I've ever been disappointed in things that she has made that I have purchased. They have all been excellent craftsmanship, amazing quality, amazing attention to detail. I am just so thrilled with everything that she has done. I think I still have pictures in my phone of the other 2 Halloween costumes she created that year. And if I do, I will put them up here. Are you sick of seeing me do this yet? I have to like look this way to make sure that that I'm moving my arm in the right direction, because if I'm not looking at it, I immediately for whatever reason, looking in the camera just completely distorts my understanding of the space around me. So hopefully you've seen them by now. But yeah, one last look at Claudie in her Night Fairy outfit. Again, based on another ad, based on an ad of a similar Halloween costume or costume party costume from the 1920s. Phenomenal. All right, I hope you've enjoyed my contribution to AG Fashion Week. Thank you as ever to Christy from AG Takes Over for organizing this. I'm so happy that I got to participate this year, and I'm really looking forward to watching everyone else's videos for this week and seeing what they come up with. This will be my only AG Fashion Week video. I know some people put out multiple videos during AG Fashion Week, and again, love watching them, but I am in the last 3 weeks of university right now, of the university I work at. So I have multiple huge events coming up. I'm up to a 60-hour work week right now. So one video It's what I can give. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you appreciate Alouette's Nest as much as I do. I would highly recommend checking out her shop on Etsy. Check out her Instagram, again, at Alouette's Nest, and it's at Alouette's Nest for everything. So check it out. Phenomenal, wonderful human being, so talented. Please, well, I mean, I would say go buy her stuff, but like check with me and make sure that I don't want the piece that you're gonna buy, because that's always the downside, right, of introducing people to some of your favorite creators, especially if they make finite pieces, is now you kind of gotta fight with other people for them. But I would be happy to fight over Alouette's Nest stuff with you. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe should you so desire, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!